Hello everyone and welcome to the YouTube channel of Hip Kids Club. It's Femke today with a mixed media scrapbooking layout. At first I'm going to start with just making some backgrounds, which I'm going to use to cut out some shapes. And to add some color on the white cardstock I'm using, I use the pigment powders that are in the color kit of April 2019 and also the sprays of Lindy's Gang. They're both of Lindy's Gang from the kits of March 2019. And then when my first layer is finished, I use the stencil in the color kit to add some gesso for some more structure. Then I took some erasers and a little craft knife to make my own stamps. I thought it would be nice to have some, kind of extra technique in this video. So I thought I'd show you how I make my own stamps out of erasers. I cut them in little pieces and then made some shapes, some designs in it with a pencil. And then I'm cutting out the shapes I want to stamp. And when I finished the cardstock with all the nice details on it, I am grabbing some of my punches and punching out some shapes, some circles, some scallop circles, some labels, and I am also making some borders. I have a few border punches which I'm using to make some borders, and as you can see later in the video, I am using these for my scrapbook layout. here are almost all the shapes I punched out. I'm not gonna use them all in my layout, but I put some in a little jar, so I can use it maybe in a later project, or maybe just to when you make a card or a little gift for someone, you can put something like this on it. And then it's time to start real layout. I'm using the same techniques, well, almost the same techniques as I used on the cardstock, which I used to punch out all the shapes. And again, I am making some eraser stamps. I'm not using them all. Eventually I end up just using one, but I had a really much fun making these stamps. So when you start this, and it's a very cheap way to make some stamps, because I don't know, but the erasers are like I live in Holland, so it's in euros, but I guess, well, it's not more than one euro. So, and you can make like 3 or 4 stamps out of one eraser. So it's really addicting, I think. Never mind. You know what I mean. So I made a lot of stamps, but ended up just using one. And here again I am sprinkling some of the pigment powders onto my background, then adding some of the spray ink, some splatters, and then I am adding some water with my distress sprayer to make it one big splatter. And I really love the effect, especially the gesso that I put on with the stencil. Gives it a nice structure, and I really love the colors. I think blue turquoise really is my favorite color, so it really turned out beautiful. And this is where the stamp steps in. I used the one with 3 little circles, and I am creating a big background stamp with it. I love little stamps because you can always use them to create a bigger stamp, as you can see. I first created a little piece, but in, well, maybe the end of the video you will see I am going to make the stamp image a little bigger because of all the papers I am putting behind my photos. You didn't see anything of the stamped image, so I made it a little bigger at the end of the video. And as you can see, I am combining all the embellishments. There are so many beautiful embellishments in the kit. Stickers, cardstock, chipboard shapes, puffy stickers, ephemera, die cuts, alphabet stickers, and I can't make any choice when I'm working with all these embellishments. I find them all very lovely, but at the end it succeeded. I picked out some of the embellishments, and because of the flag, I chose to add some yellow. I thought I didn't want to make a I think you call it monochromatic. I hope I pronounced this right. So I added some yellow, and because of the yellow paper and yellow embellishments, I also added some yellow splatters. Used some acrylic ink and a little bit of the pigment powder of Lindy's Gang, because it's a little more orangey than the acrylic paint I had. It's really yellow, and I wanted something more to the orange, so that's why I mixed those two, and I think it turned out very nice. And as I mentioned before, here's the moment I am adding some more of the little stamp I created because of all the pictures, all the papers and all the embellishments that are behind my photo. And here's the point where I am adding some lines, where I am outlining all the papers and all the embellishments I am putting on my layout. I always do this. I'm using a ruler and a 0.05 fine liner because I think it's making my project finished. And some of I know people that are not using a ruler, just a fine liner, but I don't have a steady hand, so I am using a ruler. And as you can see, also I'm using my my favorite circle template for the scallop shapes. I have to, it's like a addiction. I have to put lines on everything. So, and this is it. I am now adhering everything together, and my phone is next to the layout, and you might think, why is that? That's because when I finish my layout, everything is loose on my paper, and then I take this picture, so I know where I want to adhere what, and then I take everything off, then I draw the lines, and then I'm going to adhere everything together. So that's why I am using the picture then to see what my intentions were. So I'm not going to think everything over again, if you know what I mean. Okay, well, that's it. Just a few details, and then my layout is finished. I'm very happy with it. It's kind of another style than you might have seen from me lately. It's some less white, I think, but I'm very happy with it, and I hope you like it too, and I hope you be inspired by it, and I love to hear what you think about my layout or my video or my voiceover or whatever you want to tell me. Please do. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you next time. Thank you.